share it yet. We live?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we live.
V&O, what you know. Yo, man, welcome to the V&O YouTube channel. The premise here is ordinary people with extraordinary stories. But what you also gonna find is the views and opinions, man. So you're gonna find conversation, you're gonna find inspiration, you're gonna find motivation. Yo, check us out, V&O, what you know.
Out.
But have you ever thought, what if this is all just a dream? And we're just waiting in line to wake up? And most people think I'm insane. Once you realize that all the shit you used to care so much about just keeps you a prisoner of your own mind.
V&O, what you know. We here at ROC A BLOC. I started off with you, bro. So I went down this whole memory lane the other day, man. Last year, I started this podcast. Actually, I think my first one, I was looking back today, and it was in June. What happened is I went over to a store over there. It's a bunch of different Black-owned businesses in here. And I told the people that I was in the podcast with, like, yo, it's Black History Month. Let's start off at Black History Month. We got to go. So I was just driving, man. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what we was using. We was going to start off recording. We didn't know if we had a platform. I go to a clothing store. I was told about, I think my homegirl Ava had a popcorn shop over on the other side. I think I went in there first. And then after I went in there, she actually told me her cousin was in there. And she said, oh, Ava's not here right now, but I'm sure she'd be interested in coming on y'all podcast. But she said, it's a dope shop all the way in the back of this complex. And so I come back here. I was like, okay, t-shirt shop. And I get back here, man. Bro, this is way more than t-shirts.
Yes, it's more than t-shirts.
Man, it's art. It's the culture. And we did our second podcast here because then you told me about a comedian named Daryl Mance, and you had a pop-up at his place that night. I went over there and I actually met him and we recorded our first podcast. We don't have that footage at all. We recorded a podcast with you. We don't have that footage.
It was a practice run.
Yeah, it was a practice run. It was a good practice run, man. And that's when I was in it with 5 people, and then life got to moving. And I wanted to make it back around because we did a dope episode with you, Daryl Mance, man, all of y'all. It was great episodes, man. And I'm like, I got to get back to him, man. And it's like, now here we are.
A year later.
A year later, man. A year later. And I finally made it back around to you. Rock.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. It's so much, man, to say about ROC A BLOC, bro. This is like when you walk in here, man, to me, it's like you come in here every day. Yeah. To me, man, it's like a whole new world, bro. I want you to tell everybody like your story, man. I want them to tell I described you as an artist. I described you as a t-shirt designer, graphic designer. Did you always do t-shirts?
No, not always. I started my professional career in 2004. After I graduated from college, I got a job at Ebony and Jet magazine through Johnson Publishing. And so for 4 years, I designed covers and interior pages for Jet magazine and Ebony, and even Fashion Fair Cosmetics, designing like makeup labels and all stuff. And, it was a cool job. You say I worked at such a historical company, but, at the end of the day, it was just a job.
Yeah.
And there just really wasn't any room for me to move up. So after that, I went to the Chicago Tribune, helped launch a teen publication called The MASH. Did that for 5 years and did 2 more years at the actual Chicago Tribune paper. But as we all know, who really reads newspapers like that anymore?
Right.
So, just
what were you doing for? So you were taking pictures, or what
I was designing the feature pages, so like entertainment, music, dining, automotive. So a lot of big feature spreads you see in the newspaper I designed.
Right. So that's the graphic design part of it. But you had an artist inside of you,
So I've always done art ever since I was a kid. I would draw and paint and just doodle and draw a comic book, draw for my comic books.
Yeah.
And I come from a line of artists. My grandfather was a self-taught painter. My father did sculpture.
Yeah.
All of his sisters did art. And I just felt it was my duty to take these gifts that I had inside me and do something with it.
Yeah.
And so ever since I was a kid, I just knew I wanted to make money doing art. So I would sell my art to the kids in my class.
Okay.
Now I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, so I would draw like, Ninja Turtles and Treasure Trolls.
Yeah.
And all these things and selling. And I come home with, $10 in my pocket. My mother would be like,
wait, kids was going for that? Like,
they was paying for my stuff.
Oh, that's dope, man. Like,
and $10 when you're like 10 years old, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, right.
You can buy a lot back
then. That's
a
lot of candy.
That's like 1,000 pieces of penny candy right there.
Right.
I don't know. That's a lot of candy.
Right.
And so when I saw I could make a living at that, and people kept encouraging me to keep pursuing it, I started winning art competitions.
Yeah.
And getting my stuff published in like the local newspaper down in Indianapolis.
Right.
And so just when it came time to, just throughout my, school career, just kept going further and further and further.
Yeah.
And so I just knew I was going to be an artist.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So you said that you were working at Jet magazine. You were working at the Times, or not Chicago Tribune, not the Times. Chicago Tribune. Those are great jobs, man. To us, how did you get from there to here?
Well, it was a journey. It was just one of those things where you get tired of working for somebody else, making someone else rich, and the long hours. I still work long hours, but it's for myself now.
Yeah.
And it's just got to the point where I got laid off a couple times.
Really?
Yeah. When I was at the Tribune, they laid me off.
Yeah.
They gave me like a 2-month notice.
Okay.
And it was like, what? You're gonna give me a 2-month notice? And so I tell people,
let me get my life together.
And so I was telling people that it was like, you break up with your live-in girlfriend,
right.
but you still got 2 months left on the lease,
right?
And and you're like all this passive aggressive, like keep pass me ketchup,
right. Man, move out the way.
Yeah,
and laid off in a month anyway.
Yeah, and so it was rough. It was hard, I had a daughter I had to take care of.
Wow, yeah.
And she wasn't even a year old yet, and I was trying to buy a house and all this stuff. And so, I just prayed to God, like, God, I need something.
Yeah.
And so I got picked up in another department at the Tribune, did that for a couple of years. That was a better situation. But as the newspapers went, just like we didn't get raises.
Yeah.
It was just like a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so I got a job at an engineering firm after that in their creative services department.
Okay.
And that was anything but creative. It was just, I did it for 5 years, 6 years.
Right.
And it was like, I was grateful for it. The money was decent, but it was like one of the most boring jobs I ever had in my life.
Especially for an artist, because you kind of gave me a rundown of that. You like, I get to display my art. And you said you was like, hey man, can you make this traffic light or like?
Yeah. So we did a lot of municipal work. So when I tell people I work for an engineering firm, like no, we did like a lot of like intersections, drainage ditches,
right.
Street widening, stuff like that. Nothing fancy, nothing sexy.
Yeah.
Unless you want to talk about a roundabout in DuPage County,
right.
Sexy.
Right.
But to some people that is.
Yeah.
But so I would just do little doodles and sketches and just put them around my cubicle.
Okay.
And people would, come by my desk and like, Rock, I didn't know you could draw. I'm the designer for the company.
Bro,
and it was like, man,
you draw for a job, and they come over to you and be like, I didn't know you could like draw.
Because it was just boring stuff.
Right.
So one day I just had this realization that if I don't do something for myself, I'm gonna just wake up 75, 80 years old, just
Yeah.
with a life full of regret.
Yeah.
And so in like 2016, I started like looking into, shirt design, what it would take to, start making my own shirts.
Right.
Had a few friends that were in the shirt business. They weren't even designers, but they were making a killing at it.
Yeah.
And here I am. I've been published in, one of the world's or country's largest Black magazines.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here in fear of what I want to do with my life.
Right. Yeah.
So I took out a loan, bought the equipment, started just making shirts. I launched ROCABLOC.com in the basement of my home back in 2017. And it just kind of took off from there. Just year over year, just kept growing and growing and growing. And then I finally, bought some more equipment, got ready for, the whole festival season for 2020.
Yeah.
I thought 2020 was about to be lit.
Popping. Yeah.
It was like, man,
popping.
people love my stuff, man.
I'm about to
I'm in a
festival
couple
it up.
shops.
Yeah.
And then,
we about to festival it up.
And then, the pandemic hit, and then everything shut down. Even my job, my boring ass job, shut down. And they sent me home. They cut me down from 40 hours a week to 14. And I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? I just bought all this equipment.
Wow.
All my funds are getting cut.
Yeah.
But then out of nowhere, they started getting orders from all over the country.
Yeah.
Like New York, LA, Texas,
Right.
Florida, just people I never even heard of.
Yeah.
Usually all the orders came from friends.
Yeah.
And then and this was in the midst of all the riots and the
That's
social
why
unrest.
it was popping.
Yeah, it was wild. So
Yeah.
it was a beautiful moment for me that grew out of tragedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would trade my success to have these people's lives back.
Right. I was talking about a couple weeks ago, man. I did a show with my man Zell Cross. He's a stunt man, actor, and they kind of have that kind of career where they don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, man, we don't need you as an extra no more. Now you don't have no job no more. But he was very heavy on preparation. And it's crazy, man, because as I hear you talk, what I'm thinking about in my head is that could you imagine if you weren't prepared like online for 2020, you would be kicking yourself, man. But you prepared yourself. You prepared yourself thinking that online might pop, but festival was gonna make it happen. But when all actuality, online
was popping.
That's what was popping. You didn't even go to a festival in 2020. No. I can imagine no festivals.
Yeah, nothing. I went to a couple pop-up shops and then everybody's scared because
right.
You didn't want to be near each other. It was just awkward being around people. But it was this way the way God worked it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And it hasn't been an easy, journey. I've had a lot of successes, but then just after that first TV interview I had, let me go back. I didn't even mention it. Yeah. So in the midst of all the, orders coming in, I get an email from a producer from ABC7 Chicago.
Wow.
And I thought it was a prank at first. We said, hey, we've been, we looked at your website, because it looks professional. It doesn't look like I'm doing it in my basement.
Yeah.
And like, we love what you love what you're doing, love your story, want to feature you on air.
Right.
I'm like, word, let's do it.
Right, let's do it.
And so I had never been on TV before like that.
Right.
And it was a live interview from my house.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in front of my iPad.
Had you ever been in front of the camera, period?
No, maybe once or something, like in the
drawing
background.
streets.
Yeah. And so I'm in there, I'm in my living room, I'm on my iPad, and I can't even hear what the anchor is saying. I mean, I'm like, oh God. And so I'm trying to answer his questions and just try not to, become a meme because I didn't want to say something stupid. And all of a sudden my face just flashed all over everything. And so he asked me this question, like, what was ROC A BLOC about? What am I doing with it? And, I can't even remember all the questions. It's been going on 3 years now. I still refuse to look at the interview because it was my first ever TV interview. I was nervous.
Yeah.
And so I just remember the last thing the anchor asked me was, so Rocland, what's next? And I felt like Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights. He was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. And so I just said, I don't know. Everything's happening so fast. I just want to get out the basement.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, good luck to you, Rocland, and nice shirt. And so after we got off the air, my phone just blew up with orders.
That's crazy. You thought it was terrible.
Yeah, it just blew up.
Yeah.
And so, normally I had like maybe 5 or 10 orders in a week.
Right.
I had over 100.
Wow.
And then people are asking me like, where's my shop at? I'm meeting people in like, Starbucks parking lots and people pulling up from my house trying to get shirts and stuff. But then that interview kept getting played over and over and over. And so people were emailing me and calling me and seeing it on YouTube. And I was like, if I want ROC A BLOC to grow, I gotta get out the basement.
Yeah.
So I I started looking
You
for
do
property.
kind of look like Big Tig though, bro. Like
Really?
you probably could have thrived in the basement. You know?
Yeah, maybe, but no, it wasn't happening, man.
Right,
Like,
not a t-shirt shop.
That was my
right.
man cave.
Rap studio, not a
and
t-shirt
I'm
shop.
sitting there like, stepping over boxes of shirts and
Right.
everything, and just can't even relax because just everybody's like, when's your shopping open? When's your shopping open?
Yeah.
And it took forever to get in here. So I signed my lease to open up in November 2020.
Okay.
I didn't open up until February 2021. So we're actually approaching 2 years now.
Wow, man.
In the shop.
That's dope.
And so I had no idea if I was gonna be able to make enough money to pay both my mortgage at my house and rent here at the shop. I'm just going off faith at this point.
Yeah.
And so but it's just been going ever since. Like I said, it's been easy, but I've had so many successes. I've been on TV about 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Won some big awards. Been in the paper, getting speaking engagements. People want to come to the shop, and we're just this little bitty t-shirt shop in the back of this mostly empty strip mall.
Yeah.
In Maryville, Indiana.
Yeah.
And it's just been an amazing journey just to see if I stayed at that job in that cubicle. I mean, I'd be at home right now getting ready for a depressing day at work.
Yeah, right. No doubt. No doubt,
and,
man.
And just the way, God worked it out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people started businesses during the pandemic.
Yeah.
People selling plates, making shirts, doing taxes.
Selling plates. Yeah.
And everything.
Right, yeah,
and then you see some of those businesses that flourished.
Yeah. You
see some just kind of fell off because they were people were trying to jump on a trend.
Yeah.
And for me, this isn't just about, making t-shirts, it's about making art. And the shirts just happen to be the canvas.
Yeah. I'm wearing one of them.
You're wearing one of them.
I'm wearing, look, bald, bearded, and blessed. That's what I am. So maybe I need to take my hat off, right?
We're up there looking like brothers.
We bald, bearded, and blessed, man. You were talking about you won an award for a t-shirt. Hey, y'all, my man won an award for a t-shirt. He has this t-shirt. Y'all check this out, man.
Conversations between you and other people to talk about race, equality, history of our country. But then I had another idea. What if the shirt could actually join in on the conversation? So just around summer of last year, we unveiled a feature where if you use augmented reality through Instagram and even Facebook, these characters can all come to life on the shirt. And so all you have to do is go to my Instagram profile, ROC A BLOC brand. Click these 3 stars here. You pick the freedom fighter that you want to highlight. So I'm picking Marcus Garvey right now. You click the try button. Make sure the sound is on. And you highlight it over Marcus Garvey. So it goes to the image over. It takes a second sometimes. Here we go. Click the play button.
My name is Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and I was born on August 17, 1887 in St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica. Strength is in my bloodline. I'm a descendant of the Maroon tribesmen who once organized slave revolts.
And next, we pick W.E.B. Du Bois.
My name is William Edward Burgart Du Bois, and I was born on February 23rd, 1868 in Great Barrington, Massachusetts.
So everyone who wears a shirt can be a walking, talking history lesson. And this has been making some headlines. It's hopefully gonna go viral soon. So get these before the prices go up. All right, so right now we're in the ROC A BLOC shop in Maryville. I designed to make everything here in the shop. It's either designed and printed here or just designed here. We outsource some things, but we got everything from sweatsuits, sweatshirts, our freedom fighters. That's the most comfortable sweatpants and sweatshirts you ever see. We got pins and patches. And with this place, I've been trying to create a whole vibe here to, make people want to come in and relax and have a good time. It's all about the art here. It's not just about selling t-shirts. It's not your average t-shirt shop. This is a cultural experience that I want people to come in and really enjoy what we got going on here. I guarantee there's nothing like this in Maryville, Indiana, probably even in Northwest Indiana. So you follow me around. We got our arcade machine right here. We got over 1,800 games on it. You want to just come in and hang out and play. Got denim jackets, beard oils, handmade soaps, candles. We got more sweatshirts, hundreds of t-shirts here. Everything designed by me. We're gonna be branching out to some new products pretty soon. More sweatsuits, women's activewear, men's activewear, and just really trying to expand the brand. So just come on and check us out.
had a monitor. Don't forget to unmute us. Okay. Dope, man.
Thank you.
Bro, that's dope. We didn't really get to, but that's dope. We actually got you put it on a skateboard.
Yeah, I mean, the augmented reality works on skateboards. It works on the
it works on here?
It works on everything.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
that's dope.
I even got a display down in Indianapolis at a place called Selfie World.
Yeah.
And so we got these characters blown up. They're about 4 feet tall each,
right,
on this wall. And so you can go up with your phone and take selfies in front of it, and then actually use augmented reality. And so these huge figures on this wall through your phone come to life.
Really?
Yeah.
And is that with your figures, or is that just?
No, it's with mine.
It's with your figures in Selfie World.
Yeah.
That's
so
dope.
we worked out a deal where they got some of my stuff in there, and it's exposure.
Did you get paid for it?
Yeah, yeah,
oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So you from that, bro?
Yeah, I'm from Indianapolis.
That's what's up, man. So you have to share this story with me, man, because I swear I was dying. Even if I just laugh, I don't care, man. You actually,
yeah.
You said after you had done all your TV, you felt like a superstar.
Yeah,
you
I feel like a man.
Yeah,
so I go back home for a lot of events, and most of them are actually really good.
Right.
And so as my time is becoming more valuable, I got to be pickier about the events I do. So I'm at this event. I'm not gonna say who ran it because and they're working hard.
Yeah.
But I get invited to this event, and they tell me, "Oh, there's no vendor fee or anything. Just come on and show up."
Right.
And I'm all right, bet I'll show up. I'm ROC A BLOC. I'll do this.
It's the crib,
And so I go down and I go to it's in downtown Indianapolis.
Right.
And I'm thinking, they said, "All right, I can't bring my tent. We're gonna have you at a 6-foot table." I'm like, "All right." I got a whole setup, with a big 10-foot tent. Yeah. Shelves and racks and mannequins and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
So I get there and I see this big tent on the side of the building. I'm like, all right, bet they got us on this big top. I'm like, all right, hey, where do I sit at? Like, oh no, you're on the other side of the parking lot. And so I'm like, okay. And so I go out there, and it's this big open parking lot, just in the middle of the sun.
Right.
Just all these 6-foot tables.
Is it July?
Yeah, it was in the summer. Man, it was like, what the hell, man? And it's like all these, tables are stacked in the end. So there's no way I can really do my setup that way.
Right.
So I get there and I'm trying to, I just unveiled the talking t-shirt. I'm like, what am I doing here? And so I'm in the middle of this road, and, people are coming by. The turnout wasn't that great.
Yeah. And
so I got this dude who's writing books. He's an author next to me.
Yeah.
And then I got these people that are selling homemade pickles on the other side of me. Right. And so, all right, okay. All right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And so people coming by, and it's hard to even display my stuff because the sun's beaming.
Right.
I can't show the augmented reality because I can't see, come squinting.
Right.
And then the only people making money are the people selling pickles. I'm like, what in the world?
Bro, you had won awards for this t-shirt,
yeah,
right?
man, I've been on TV, been on the news, been in the newspaper.
And the pickle dude killing you.
And the pickle dude is slaughtering me, man. And they were nice people, they're great people.
Right.
And the pickles were fire, man.
Right.
I bought some. And so I bought the last jar, and I got it sitting at my table. And then the pickle people, they ran out of stuff, so they did.
Right.
I'm still there. And so somebody comes by, and I'm like, all right, I got a customer. All right, bet. And like, oh, you selling the pickles? Oh man, can I get that jar of pickles? Like, nah, this is mine. The pickle people left. Oh, when they come back, you tell them I'm looking for some. Like, no, they gone. This is my jar of pickles, but I got a talking t-shirt. If you're interested, oh no, that's cool, man. I just want some pickles. Right. I'm like, bro,
get on my face, man.
And so I'm like, man, like I try to do something solid and do this thing.
Yeah, right.
This event.
Yeah.
And so now I learned my lesson. Like I can't be at every event.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's more about the quality of the event.
Yes.
Versus the quantity.
Right.
And so I've done some events where I've been very successful.
Yeah.
Made thousands of dollars in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
And there's other ones where it's like it's crickets.
Pickles. Yeah.
Pickles. Yes.
Bro, you told me a part of that story that had me dying. You said they gave y'all Monopoly money, right?
Yeah.
Said...
yeah. So I mean. And I understood the concept of it.
Right.
So they were giving the attendees like $50 free to spend at any of the vendors.
Right.
Now it's supposed to encourage people to come out, which was in theory great.
Yeah.
But I guess the turnout just wasn't what it was because there's so many other events going on in the city at the time. And so people come with the paper Monopoly money. And so I'm looking, me and dude, the author, we're just sitting there, counting a few little bucks.
Right.
And the people selling pickles, man, they arms is full of this Monopoly money. This pickle Monopoly money.
Counting it rain.
Wads, making wads with it. And I'm like, man, what in the world, man? Like,
they got rubber bands over there.
Yeah, they rolling, man. They balling.
Right.
And I'm sitting there like counting mine,
Right.
I got like a 20, then wrapped around a bunch of ones, and just like I'm like, all right. And it was just like, wow, man, that was a whole new experience for me.
Yeah,
Because it's
man.
like, it's like,
Yeah.
I expect to go in and just dominate,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you got a talking T-shirt, bro.
Yeah, I got a talking T-shirt, and I got juked by the pickle man,
Right.
you know. And so
in your hometown.
in my hometown. But man, honestly, but they had a great product, man.
Right,
It was tasty,
not
man.
knocking the pickles, man,
Yeah,
but
man,
you
but
made
it
a
was like,
talking
wow,
T-shirt, right?
And so it's like, wow, this is like something. So me, I gotta be pickier about the events I do.
Yeah.
And I just can't. I get a lot of invites to all over the place because people see me on the news or something.
Yeah.
They'll want to, hey man, can you come out to our event?
Right.
And first thing I do is look at the flyer.
Yeah.
And the flyer looked like it's made in Microsoft Word or like something whack. Or,
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know, man. I gotta. If I see like what the booth rate's gonna be,
right.
I'm like, I don't know about this, man.
Right.
So I gotta be real protective of my time because when I'm not here to shop, I need to be out making money.
Yeah, man. You get what you pay for.
Yeah,
so I guess that booth rent was free.
Yeah. And so, I was out some time,
right.
honestly. Yeah. And so, but now I've done other events. So I said, it's been very, very successful. Yeah. But as I'm getting older, it's getting harder to pack up the vehicle and travel up and down the road and do these things. Yeah. But one thing I'm really proud of, I'm looking to do some things outside of the state. Outside of Illinois and Indiana. Yeah. So I'm looking to do something in DC, hopefully the next month or so. There's an art show, the Black Boy Art Show I want to do.
Oh, yeah.
There's one that we did back in Chicago over the winter that was great. Right. So I'm just seeing if we can replicate that success in DC.
Right, man. It's some people in DC, man. I didn't know. So when I did my show with Nick Bay from Black Ink Chicago. Yeah. He went to Howard, and I didn't realize, man, like they had such an influence on that area. You know what I mean? Like you got all them college kids, man. When they see this, bro, like maybe they probably haven't seen anything like this. It's gonna be dope, man. Yeah. It's gonna be dope. The reason that you grabbed me, man, like I came in here, bro, and you told me, I felt bad, man, because like after you told me, like man, I got to be picky, man. You was like, man, I'm just out here hustling, man. I'm not getting no sleep, man. I'm making all these T-shirts. And I was like, hey, man, you want to do my podcast? But like, you were like, yeah, you told me, yeah, man, which, bro, love to you, man. From I will always support you, man, because when we was nobody, not to say I'm anybody now, but when
I don't think I'm anybody right now.
Right. So. When we was nobody, like we had an idea for a podcast. Yeah. You was like, yeah, man, come in. We sat on your couch over there. We got that in the video. Where the couch over there, we all came on the couch, man. You sat down with us and talked to us, man. And then I had, I think next time I saw you, like, hey, man, that podcast come out. I was like, man, he lost the video.
Man. But it was a practice run, man.
Right. And
yeah, like you're doing your thing. It's professional. We got the lights here, we got the cameras here, and you got your producers over there and the sound man. So it's all good, man. I did a Facebook Live last year that was almost the equivalent of the pickle situation. Right. So it was like, man, I got on this dude's Facebook Live, and it just it wasn't there. Right. Yeah. And sorry, bro, if you're watching. Yeah. But I mean, it was just like the first question he asked me was, "What kind of payments do you take?" and I was like, well, first of all, my name is Rocland Page, and I'm the owner of ROC A BLOC, and I make inspiring search, inspire people. And yes, I do take all sorts of payments. I take Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, money, MoneyGram, whatever. But we got to back it up a little bit. And so I'm sitting there like, do I need to be here in front of the background to make it look professional? And I'm like, it's a winter storm. This is down in the basement. So and it's just me and one other person. My friend got on just to show some support. Right. But it's just the three of us. Yeah. And it was just like, it was real awkward. And it went on for a long time.
He said it was awkward.
And it was like, I'm sorry, bro, if you watch this, but this is legend. You got to be professional.
Yeah.
And, had those questions written down. It was like, he was pulling from the top of his head. Yeah. And I was like, man, I got to be real protective of my time. I've been on TV, damn it.
Right. People. Got a talking T-shirt.
I got some weight under my belt, man. And so I got to be real valuable because I want I want to help everybody. You know, like if you got a dream, if you got something you want to do, I want to be there and try to help support it. Right. If it's gonna cost me hours of time and then you ain't even bringing your best game. Yeah. Like, man, that's a waste of time. So I gotta be better about saying no to things. Yeah. Presentation, it was very important to me. Man. Like even before I'm still getting my YouTube like set up, man, and all of that. But I can see this with the presentation. I want the presentation, man, because the presentation will sell itself. Yeah. And when I go to people, man, I want to do them some justice, man. Greg Gray, man, I always got to give a shout out, y'all.
I'm not looking at the comments this week, but shout out to my Dope Living TV family, man. Shout out to my man Greg Gray, who is right there. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Angela. Let Us Heal is coming, y'all. Thank y'all, everybody, man, for tuning in and watching. This my man Rocland Page, man, of ROC A BLOC. This place is dope, man. I kind of got into that statement because why did I get into that statement?
You talking about presentation?
That's right. Oh, we were talking about presentation. I had to get them shout outs, man, because I just drew a blank.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
I had to get them shout outs, man, because these are the people, man, that helped me so much when I started, man, when I didn't know, including you, shout out to Daryl Mance of D Performance Comedy Studio.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of them, man. Who helped you, bro?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Like this store, I mean, it's to give you location, it's 81 West, 78th Avenue in Maryville, Indiana. This whole place is put together through favors and just like the favorite guy.
Yeah.
Like even these letters right here, my boy Craig from college, man.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that dude in like 20 years.
Yeah.
And we just happened to just, cross paths on Facebook and we're talking. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting my shop open up. I want to get the sign from the wall, but the sign shop can't seem to replicate what I want.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, just send me your logo. So I sent him the file, and all of a sudden he sent me a video of a laser cutter cutting out these letters.
Wow, that's dope. And then you got the whole floral.
Yeah. And then so all this came from Amazon, but this, and my bro hooked me up. And Craig, I love you, man. Thank you so much. And so,
thanks, Craig.
Yeah, and the skateboard right here was made by a friend of mine named Andrea Miller in Warsaw, Indiana.
Okay.
She's a high school shop teacher, and she teaches students how to make skateboards.
What?
Yeah, and so, everything in here has been put together through some kind of help. I've had people help me move.
Yeah.
All the stuff was in my basement in my house.
Right.
Move it out here. Had me put up shelves. My wife, everybody just helped me out.
Yeah. And
I couldn't have done it without them because I went from being a one-man show to having a couple interns, having people volunteer, help my time.
Right.
And and for me, I always want a presentation to be key. If it's not gonna look right, I'm not gonna put it out.
Exactly.
I got a whole box full of shirt failures back there.
Right. Let me see that box, man, when we're done.
I want
to see if it's a failure.
You can pick through, man. You got to print on the sleeve somewhere or something. But it's like one of those things where I'll never put it out because I don't want people to see an inferior product coming from ROC A BLOC.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning. I'm still trying to make things better. So you're gonna come in here. You're gonna see things always changing. Things always getting updated. Mm-hmm. And and that's one thing I try to stress to people. When you come see my tent or my setup, whenever I do a pop-up shop, you see this decked out ROC A BLOC tent with my logo and my branding all over it.
Yeah.
You see me, greeting people. I'm wearing my merch. Yeah. Everything's clean. Everything's stacked. According to size.
Yeah, you all merched out now, bro. You got the pins, man.
Everything. And so, and if I'm not gonna rock my own brand, then like who else would?
Right. Exactly.
And so that's one thing I really try to stress to people, and that's one thing I'm trying to elevate with this business. And one reason why I want to, really represent Maryville, Indiana, even though I'm not from here, I live here.
Right. Yeah.
And when people come into the shop and they see it. And I've been kind of dull too because I see it every day.
Yeah.
But people are amazed when they come in here and they're like, dude, this looks like this should be in Chicago.
Yeah.
This looks like it should be in like, some other place, not in Maryville, Indiana, at the back of some half-empty strip mall.
Right.
And that I just want people to, feel welcome here.
Yeah.
I want them to feel like they're getting a quality product.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, we've all seen the hood t-shirt shops. Right. And nothing against them, but that's not me. This is like an art studio,
right?
And so you're not gonna gonna come here to get the R.I.P. Pookie t-shirts,
right?
The angel wings and the clouds and stuff,
right?
You come here to get some art,
y'all. He is an artist, like my man. Yeah, you're not gonna get that, man. Go to somebody, let them screen print that all over ROC A BLOC. I see art, man. I see art that other people have done. I see art you've done. Yeah, it's dope, man.
And thank you. And so if you want to check out the site, go to rockablock.com. Everything on the site I designed myself, but we're actually going to be hopefully branching out to some other designers. Yeah, because I can't do it all myself anymore. That's one thing I'm learning. I cannot do it all myself. Yeah. And as brand grows, we're gonna hopefully be a nationwide household name.
You are.
Yeah, we are shipped out to over. Bro. We shipped out over 30 states. We've shipped out to Canada. Even shipped out to Serbia.
Wow.
Serbia.
Wow.
So there's one person in Serbia somewhere.
Rocking some ROC A BLOC.
Yeah. And so shout out to you wherever you are.
Right. In Serbia.
If you're watching, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And so it's just this whole thing's been like beyond my wildest dreams.
Yeah. That's dope.
I went to art school. I thought I was gonna work for like a big time design firm,
Mm-hmm.
and I was mad, wonder what it'd be like to go into business for myself,
Yeah.
have my own, like design studio.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I need a partner or somebody to help make it happen. But I got tired of waiting on people.
Yeah.
I got tired of like depending on folks. And so I just say, you know what, screw it. I gotta do it myself.
Yeah.
I gotta take that first step, because you don't want to get someone's permission to be great.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly,
yeah.
man. The crazy thing is, man, the V&O is my art. You know what I mean? I get to do production, man. I get to do I did a lot of my graphics. If you look up here, not in here, but up here, there's a screen around us. There's a border, man. And I did all of this background.
Yeah.
Well, all my background to the background, did all of that, man. Being an artist, man, what I hear from a lot of artists is, you should be happy that you don't work at one of these big art firms, because I don't understand. I didn't understand when I was in school. How do you grade my art? How are you gonna tell me this is good or bad? This is mine. Yeah. And so if you worked at one of those places, man, they'd be like, we need you to make this.
Yeah. But that's what I did my, pretty much my entire career.
Yeah.
Even at Ebony, at Chicago Tribune, and even at the engineering firm. I mean, like, everybody's needs were a bit different, but I started getting trusted with more responsibility and being more creative.
Right.
And so I think of all the, jobs I've had working for corporate America, Chicago Tribune was probably the most open to my creativity.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Ebony and Jet?
No, not Ebony and Jet at all.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
For them, there's like, make it red.
No.
Yeah, make it red.
Red.
Everything with Ebony was like, make it red.
Right.
Black people don't like green,
Right.
and so, but it's like, but I had to, work in that system to find out it was like that.
Yeah.
And so when I got to Chicago Tribune, they didn't pay me much, but I got to be creative, and I got to do some really cool illustrations. Yeah. And I'd be sitting on the train, and I'm looking over and seeing somebody reading my section. Yeah. The paper.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Even with Jet, I'm at when Dominic's was open, or Jewel Lasco, whatever. I'm sitting there in the checkout aisle, and I see my cover right there on the rack.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and I open up a magazine, I see my name in it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then somebody's calling me, my son work at Ebony Magazine. Everybody's like, and so when I quit, everybody's like, man, why'd you quit, man? I told everybody my cousin worked at Ebony Magazine. And I'm like, hey, it's a job, man.
Yeah, right.
It's a job.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's a job. And I'm not making myself rich.
Yeah.
I got some cool opportunities. I got to meet some celebrities, got to, go to some cool events.
Yeah.
But I needed to make my own way.
Exactly, man.
And, in Johnson Publishing, Ebony Magazine was founded by a man, John H. Johnson, who started a company on a $500 loan against his mother's furniture.
Yeah.
And he started a whole media empire.
Yeah, man.
And so why can't I do the same for me?
Exactly.
And so when you realize, like, you think you can't do something because I'm not Steve Jobs. Mm-hmm. I'm not John H. Johnson. I'm not Elon Musk, but I am Rocland Page. And
exactly, man.
And it's like, and for me, and I had everything inside of me to do it.
Yeah.
And like, God gave me these gifts to use. And for me to see, and we've all seen people out there doing some crappy stuff and unapologetic about it, and just putting it on blast and people eating it up.
Right. Eating it up.
Yeah, look at how many reels we see that are just like
trash, bro. Oh, that's what I go through.
But I still sit there and I'm watching. I'm like, why am I watching this stupid 15-second video?
Right.
And you see like these great ones, but some of them was like, this is so stupid.
Right.
But it's got like 4 million likes,
right.
4 million views.
Right.
So why can't I get out there and do my best?
Exactly.
That I know is good.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that don't even try because they're just afraid of failure.
Mm-hmm.
I've failed so many times.
Yeah.
And I don't post those on Instagram. I don't post those on Facebook. Yeah. So people think I'm like living it up and like doing it like I'm 100% winning. Yeah. I've lost pitch competitions.
Oh,
I won one, but then I lost plenty of other ones.
Yeah.
I've had people that didn't like some of my shirt designs.
Yeah.
I said, I got a box of t-shirt failures back there.
Right.
That are going to be rags one day. This man wants to come and like rescue these shirts and like do something with them. But I learned from those failures and I kept getting up. I kept trying.
Yeah.
And so I think that what a lot of people will lack is that determination,
man,
that drive, and that's what separates us.
I talked to an alderman. I was at work, and we have what we call a topping out party in the construction industry, and I forget my man's name, bro, but he was an alderman, man. I have his card in my well, I think I went and saved him on my phone.
Yeah. So
I'm talking to him. I'm like, hey, are you an investor? He's like, no, I'm an alderman. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, man, I got a podcast, just try to get you on. He's like, oh, you got a podcast. I'm like, everybody got a podcast. I was like, it's cool. You know what I mean? Talk your stuff. Because everybody else gonna quit.
Yeah.
I'ma still be here. Like when everybody else does, bro, ain't no quit in this circle. This
Right,
the
we gotta
not quit
keep it moving,
circle.
yeah.
This is the not quit circle, man. Watching you, bro, you have been like you've been like big brother to me. I think we're around the same age, man. But
How old are you?
I'm 40.
Okay, I'm 42.
You 42?
Yeah, 42.
TWO.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you like big brother to me, man. And watching you shape, bro. I've come to a couple of events here. Like I said, man, bringing it full circle. Oh, by the way, y'all, we are here because it's Black History Month. Happy,
Yeah.
I don't think I said Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, happy Negro Appreciation Month.
Yeah, right. Right. You know what I noticed the other day? They throw the Super Bowl right in the middle of this month.
Yeah. I mean, can we move this to June, like every other year, just so we get some barbecues and stuff going on?
Right.
I mean, I would love a Black History Month parade.
Right.
You know?
We got Juneteenth.
I know we do, but can we get the whole month? You know,
Right, like not a day.
Yeah.
Not a day. But yeah, man, like you have totally been big brother to me, bro. We talked about, man, people that helped you. You have actually helped me, man. You are helping me right now. And I hope that this helps you. The reason that we came here, man, we talking about people that helped you. People can still help you, man. You
Yeah.
have to scale right now.
Yeah, so
what you got going?
So right now I got a Kickstarter campaign going on, because even though I've had a lot of successes, and I'm at this pivotal point now where my business needs to grow. And so right now I've been screen printing all these shirts by hand, been really trying to do it myself,
Grinding.
But now I'm getting orders where somebody wants like 700 shirts, 1,000 shirts, 3,000
Right.
shirts. I think the biggest one I had was for the Sister Strut this past October.
Yeah.
For iHeartMedia, they wanted like 5,000 shirts. Yeah, and so I got to rent equipment to make this stuff happen.
Right.
And so the Kickstarter now is to help me purchase my own automatic screen printing press, so I can knock out these jobs. I'll be able to print up to like 500 shirts in an hour.
Yeah.
Something like that usually takes me like a day or two.
Yeah.
Depending on how complex it is.
Right.
And so if you want to contribute, I think we got the link.
Yeah, we got the link.
Kickstarter.
If y'all drop that link again, the link should be pinned to the top of this chat. Y'all, I talked to Rock and I told him, I said, man, I saw your Kickstarter. He's like, oh, that's cool, And I said, yeah, man, I pushed it out. He's like, did you go? I was like, man, I didn't watch the video. All right.
Yeah.
And I was telling him because, man, like people are just like sometimes y'all we just simple support him, man.
Yeah, people. So I will explain the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So with the Kickstarter, there is a tiered system where you can just give 5, 10, 15, $20 and get no reward. But if you give 20 or more, you can get a new enamel pin, much like one of these that I'm going to be launching this year. You give 50, you get a t-shirt for our campaign slogan is called Created to Inspire. So you get a shirt with that graphic on it and the pin. And then if you give $120, I believe you get a sweatshirt with that, artwork on it,
Yeah.
the t-shirt and the pin.
Yeah.
You go on, if you give the $500 mark, you get one of these Freedom Fighter skateboards and everything underneath.
Yeah.
So far, we in just 4 or 5 days of the campaign going, we've raised close to $6,000.
Wow, that's dope.
So our goal is at least $35,000.
Yeah.
We'd love to make more than that, so I can actually get some much better equipment.
Yeah.
But ROC A BLOC is making a difference in this community.
It is.
I've been teaching classes. I've been speaking to youth. I've had field trips
How
coming
you gonna
here.
do the segue? It's my show, man. Go
All right.
You did the segue.
I took over. This is the ROC A BLOC show. No.
All right, y'all.
So,
peace.
we've been making a big difference here, and so this Kickstarter is going to help me continue to do that.
No doubt.
Because I don't want to take out any more loans.
Yeah, man.
And I don't. Forget loan.
Right.
And everyone's like, "Oh, Rock, why don't you apply for a grant?" Yeah, I do apply for grants, but those are super competitive.
Right.
And because I'm in this weird space between being a for-profit and art,
Yeah.
it's just like they don't know what to do with me sometimes.
Right.
And then, of course, you want to give your supporters something back.
Yeah.
So it's not you just give me money.
Yeah.
I mean, you're actually purchasing something, and the proceeds will actually go towards new equipment. This is just a campaign to help push that.
Yeah.
And so, if you will like and share the post, but if
Please,
you want to just give,
yeah.
or support us,
Yeah.
support
It's not
ROC A
that
BLOC.
much, man. I guess I thought it was like Rock, I ain't got 500 right now, man.
No.
He's like, man, you can get $20,
so
man.
if you, I've had about 5 or 6 people actually give $500.
Yeah, right. Because some people got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I ain't got it,
Right.
like that.
Right.
I mean, but I've had some people give 10, 20, 5, 1.
Yeah.
And that's something that can really help make a difference in this community and in my life.
No doubt.
And so, I'm not really want to ask for help. I'm used to doing everything myself.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm at this point now where I gotta grow.
Yeah.
And I need my supporters, because I've had so many people come up to me and say, I'm such an inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm such a influence on the community. So I'm like, all right, let's put the money where the mouth is.
Yeah, man.
Let's see if you want this thing to keep happening.
No doubt, man.
And and whatever I get, I want to give back to the community.
And you giving something for it. That's what you let me know. It's like, man, you watched the video, man. I was like, man, I gotta watch it. But I'm trying to make a dream come true. But I shared it. But you actually giving things with the donation.
So you get Rock A Block branded merch. You don't just I mean, if you have the option to choose no gift or no reward, but just check it out. Watch the video. Read the story in the post. It gives you the whole rundown of what Rock A Block has done over the years.
Yes.
The awards I won, the TV, appearances, and just even rundown of the Talking T-shirt, the Freedom Fighter shirt.
Yeah.
So I said, check it out. It's just been it's been kind of a scary thing to actually put myself out there again like that. Even though I've been on stage, I've been on been on these platforms. Right. Again, this is like a level of vulnerability for me that I'm like I'm putting myself out to the public. Yeah. Like, hey, please support this brand.
It's crazy, man. That you saying like it's crazy putting yourself out there, man. But the moment, I guess they took you down to 14 hours, so you didn't have a choice. I guess you did have a choice. You could have went and got another job.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my dream. You are living on your dream. And that's kind of scary, man.
It is.
You know what I mean? To step out there and live on your dream. Maybe it gets to a point. It is going to get to a point where I'm going to be able to live on my dream. Yeah. But just stepping out on faith, man, you've already done it. You know what I mean? Y'all go and support this cat, man, because he's doing it. Some of us talk about it, man. It's people that do it, bro. I look up to you, man, because you out here doing it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You out here.
I say if you got a dream, just do it. Just take a step. You don't have to like quit your job or sell your house right away, but just take little steps in achieving your dream.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a fashion designer, just find out what you need to do from get to point A to point B.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just don't know where to start. So a lot of people come to me and ask me questions about, I want to start a clothing brand. What do I do? Yeah. And I'm just telling them what I did. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of other ways to do it, but I tell them what I did.
Right.
And I got angry. I was angry with the way my life was going.
Mm-hmm.
I was angry at my career.
I'm there right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
And so I was like, I don't want to be one of those disgruntled workers that just come to work every day and just hate my job and just clock in and clock out and go home and eat my sandwich and go to bed and, wait for my 2 weeks vacation.
Yeah.
And
so wait for my 2 weeks of vacation.
And it's like, and then we start a new job, after you accrue, like, what, you got 4 weeks and then you got a new job. Oh, you back another 2 weeks.
Right.
And then it's like, I'm tired of this. Yeah. I need a change.
Yeah.
And so ever since I stepped out now, people were like seeking me out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, can you print these shirts for us? Can you design this for me?
Yeah.
Can you come speak at this, engagement?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, people are actually looking for me. And I felt invisible for 99% of my career.
Real, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even though I was in these big companies, I felt very invisible.
Right.
I felt unnoticed, but some of my biggest supporters have been my coworkers.
Yeah.
I had to give a shout out to Jane Hurt,
who
was one of my managing editors at the Chicago Tribune. She hired me on to work on that team publication. I just hit her up like, hey, Jane, can you help me just write a little blurb for my Kickstarter campaign?
Right.
And Jane like, no, we doing this up. She made a calendar, a schedule, wrote down duties for everybody on my team to do.
Really?
And really streamline the thing. So shout out to Jane Hurt. Thank you so much for what you've done for this campaign.
Yeah.
And don't burn bridges. That's the lesson. Don't burn bridges when you quit your job.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us, want to, flip desks and flip tables and flip everybody off.
Flip this job, man.
And then, but you never know.
Hey, y'all, can I get $5 for my Kickstarter?
Yeah. Or,
all my coworkers remember me.
Yeah. So you really want to be, protective of your relationship. I mean, not everybody at work is gonna be your bestie, but if you leave on good terms and we leave with at least respect of your coworkers, that goes a long way. So I've had plenty of former coworkers be customers of mine.
Yeah.
My first customer was actually a guy that worked with me at the engineering firm, and I didn't even know how to make the shirts yet.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey man, just make the shirt for me. We're gonna sell it to all these people. We're gonna make it happen.
That's dope, man.
And if I look at those shirts now, I cringe because they were so bad to me compared to work I'm doing now. Right. But he gave me a shot, and I got better over time.
Yeah.
So
I tell people, man, I tell people all the time, man. First of all, you're a good dude, bro. That's the number one thing, man. I'm being attracted to being brought around, man, people that have a heart that I think that God has given me, man. To those, man, that rock with me, man, thank you for rocking with me. If you don't,
you don't.
Well, you don't, man. You lost, man. Don't believe the hype. Anyway, you are just a good dude, man. You got a good heart, so you are going to easily find people out there, man, that are gonna help you out, man. I was talking to one of my guys, and he was telling me about he stepped out on faith to do real estate.
Yeah.
And man, he jumped out there, but he told his boss they hated to lose him, but it was the same story, man. He didn't just up and leave, and like you said, start kicking over dust. But he jumped out there, man. He stepped out there, man, and he did it, man. He did it, kind of like you doing it, man, bro. Already, bro. I can't believe that went fast.
It's been a whole hour.
Yeah,
man.
It's been an hour, man, and that went fast, bro. I get people to talking, man. I get you talking, and then I shut up for a minute. But you, man, y'all check out his Kickstarter, man. Y'all go check out Rock. What's the website again?
RocABlock.com. It's ROCKABLOCK.com.
Not C.
Yeah, don't forget the K.
K.
ROCKABLOCK.com, and then you can follow me at Rock A Block Brand on Instagram. Yeah, I mean, just support us, like us, share us, and just really just try to help this brand grow, because we're trying to do something positive in the community. And it's not just about making money; it's about making changes in people's lives.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Yes, I wanted to go into something else, man. Because, bro, this is so interesting, man. I always want to go into something else, but
we gotta do part 2.
We gotta do a part 2, bro. Especially when you get that 35, we're gonna do a part 2.
All right.
V&O. Y'all, thank you for checking us out.
V&O, what you know. Yo, man, welcome to the V&O YouTube channel. The premise here is ordinary people with extraordinary stories. But what you also gonna find is the views and opinions, man. So you're gonna find conversation, you're gonna find inspiration, you're gonna find motivation. Yo, check us out, V&O, what you know.
But have you ever thought, what if this is all just a dream? And we're just waiting in line to wake up? And most people think I'm insane. Once you realize that all the shit you used to care so much about just keeps you a prisoner of your own mind.